Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nisrina Khoerunnisa from 11 Science Street. Now I want to share my explanation text about meteor shower.
As the stars we see at night, the Sun was only one star in the Milky Way galaxy, and the Earth where we live was only one of the 8 planets around the Sun. In addition to the planets, it's still a lot of other objects around the Sun, such as asteroids, comets, meteoroids, and others. A whole from a star system called the solar system. Our solar system is so vast, the distance between the Sun and the Earth only reaches 100 million kilometers, where the distance to the edge of the solar system is estimated to reach more than 100,000 times the distance between the Sun and the Earth. Imaginable in the rim of the solar system, the Sun, for it none will shine dim, not even brighter than the full moon. So the temperature of the solar system is very cool. On the rim of the solar system that's so cold, it resides also the chunk of ice and hardness around the Sun. Chunk of ice that was so much like forming a cloud. Then by area scientists, chunk of ice that are known as the Oort cloud. The distance is estimated to range between 500,000 to 100,000 times the distance of the Sun and the Earth. Oort cloud at the edge of the solar system. The movement of the giant planets in the inner solar system sometimes makes one of the chunk of ice in the Oort cloud are interested in. So the chunk of ice began moving closer to the Sun, and when it starts close to the Sun, then the ice will begin to experience a warming. Ice melts and evaporates quickly. Water vapor that forms a sheet and tail of slabs of ice. The chunk of ice that vaporizes the Sun, this is the object we know as comets. But comets contain water not only purely, but also the metal minerals as there is on the rocks. When water vapor began to urge out of the core of the comet, these metal minerals also will get carried away. So the tail of comet that is formed will be composed of gas and dust. Over time, the tail gas of the comet will be lost by the solar wind, while tail of dust from the comet will remain in place. So along the path of the comet will be made by the dust that comes from solid fragments of comet. And every time the comet passes back, that the dust content in the cores will be more and accumulate. Comet dust is then called meteoroids. The Earth and the comet was equally around the Sun in its orbit respectively, and a few comets have orbits that intersect with the Earth orbit. So there are times when the Earth crosses the orbit of comet. Some will, and when that happens, then the Earth will have breathed the hordes of meteoroids that comes from comets, then both collide. Illustration of Earth when it will cross the orbit of a comet. But the hordes of meteoroids that won't directly hitting the surface of the Earth. Instead, it will pass through the Earth's atmosphere first. When the meteoroids that pass through the atmosphere very quickly, then the meteoroids that will blow with air particles. This friction will cause the heat quickly burn meteoroids. The phenomenon of burning of meteoroids in the atmosphere we know as meteor. Well, because when the Earth crosses the orbit of the comet, will be many meteoroids that crash and burn in the atmosphere. Then when it also will be a lot of meteors that can be seen. The phenomenon of increasing number of meteors that can be seen is called a meteor shower.